Okay, so I see that people are starting to come on. Can you hear me? Can you let me know if you can hear me? Go ahead and give me a like because the chats sometimes are a little bit delayed. Test, 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 test. Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me, guys? Test, test. Okay, I see some people jumping on here. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Yes, loud and clear. Okay, good. Okay, let me see here. Is the volume is okay too? Yes, okay. All right. I am just gonna go ahead and um, we're gonna talk today about collagen. So um, we're gonna talk about skincare, but we're also gonna talk about what causes the collagen. So let's talk a little bit about that just to get to know who my audience is. Can you tell me um, what around your age is. Okay, just go ahead and put like 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, or if you're younger than 30. If you're younger than 30 and you're watching this, you guys will definitely have the benefits for sure. Okay, 64. Okay, so wow. Okay, so somebody in my age range, that's good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to jump on and do this really quick because I know people have to do things for Saturday. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the best time to take collagen. And these are actually based on some studies. Um, so let's go ahead and if you can guess when the best time to take collagen is. Okay, you can tell me morning, afternoon, mid afternoon, evening, or right before you go to bed. Go ahead and put that in the chats, and we will see how many of you can guess what that is. Okay, okay, so I have an outline here so I don't go off track. Okay, so um, the best time actually to take collagen is that actually depends on you, number one. And answer number two is you want to look for more optimization of absorbency. So let me give you an example. Um, if you have malabsorbency issues, you have gut or digestive issues, if you're older, typically older than 40, especially over 50, um, or you have an autoimmune disease, the best time to take collagen is in the morning on an empty stomach. So it's more easily digestible. Now, the type of collagen you're going to see there's bovine. They've actually done studies where they did absorbency tests versus bovine, porcine, which is pig, chicken, and fish, all different types of hydrolyzed collagen. And what they found was the highest amount that was absorbed into the bloodstream was, um, well, yeah. So before you go to bed, is that depends, is they found that the highest amount that was in the blood was actually marine collagen. Now, marine collagen peptides, the molecular weight is lighter, so it actually gets absorbed into the intestinal barrier, passes through into the bloodstream. Okay, so that's one. Now, when they use bovine collagen, that's good too. And the reason why they hydrolyze it is because it can break down much easier. But left in its original state, it can't be absorbed as well. Okay. Okay. So, but not only that, let's talk about. So, a lot of people who watch me, it's usually about skin because after the age of 50, typically the collagen volume of your whole body, including your face, can drop down up to 35% within the first 5 years of menopause. So there is a significant difference in that. Now, if you are younger and you start taking collagen peptide, the longer and more regular, it has shown that it can not only preserve the collagen volume, but continue to help slow down the breakdown of your pre-existing collagen. Okay. Let's see. Let's Oh, yeah. So, especially if you are a senior. So, if you're a senior, not only does collagen reduce in your like your cheek volumes, but also your joints and your blood vessels, right? So, if you ever notice that you're bleeding a lot easier or that you bruise a lot easier, part of it is that. Okay. Um, so, the main amino acid that you want to look at in your whatever, if you're taking collagen, is called hydroxyproline. That is the main amino acid directly rated and the most beneficial for your skin health. Okay, so the three beneficial amino acids in collagen that helps rebuild the lining of your gut. And the reason why on my channel I talk about your gut and your intestinal so much is because there's so much information out there about, taking this supplement, taking that supplement, and it's good for this, it's good for that. But if your gut and your intestinal lining is not intact, you're not able to absorb the vitamins, minerals, even fats in your diet that give you a healthier appearance and become healthy. So think of this gap. The gap amino acid is what closes the gap intestinal lining um, in your gut, right? So the first one is going to be glutamine. Now, glutamine is the main amino acid. So sometimes when you're looking at your collagen amino acid profile, it may not even be listed as that because that is the main amino acid in collagen. Okay. Now the second one is arginine. Now, arginine, why this is important is because it helps your intestines remove the waste, but also convert the nutrients from the intestine for your body. So that's another one. Now, proline is actually it's the main collagen that helps heal and make up the lining of your gut. So that's why those three things are important. Okay. So the first one is it may be in the morning, number one, especially if you are those things that I had mentioned, right? But for most people, you guys are taking coffee, right? So if you mix the coffee with the collagen powder, well, there is an antioxidant in coffee called chlorogenic acid, right? So chlorogenic acid is an antioxidant. Now, the lighter the roast, the higher the amount of chlorogenic acid. So if you're drinking a dark roast, right, they're roasting the beans longer, the lower the amount of antioxidant. So it is to your benefit to drink, a lot of times they have a breakfast blend, which is a lighter roast because it has more caffeine. Okay, so what chlorogenic acid does as an antioxidant is actually helps stimulate making the collagen. Okay, so because you have to remember, just because you are taking collagen, it doesn't mean that you're converting that collagen into the protein that your body needs because of your intestines and your gut. So if you're drinking it with coffee, that's one. Now, with my clients, here's my pro tip is I actually ask them to alternate between coffee and matcha tea. And the reason why is because matcha tea is loaded with this antioxidant called EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate. I talk about this all the time. It has been shown to help with acne, eczema, psoriasis, and especially hyperpigmentation. Okay, so one of the tips that I talk about is I say that if you add vitamin C to it, it boosts the EGCG. The EGCG recycles the inactive form of vitamin C and then reactivates it again. And if you're using with glutathione, all those antioxidants help boost the antioxidants for your body. Okay. And antioxidants, as we know, slows down aging. Okay. So when you take that with vitamin C, the matcha and the EGCG, guess what? That also stimulates collagen production. Okay. So if you're somebody who works out in the morning and you don't you're on an empty stomach but you do take that, that can help as well. So number one is in the morning before you eat anything, you may want to take that. If you're vitamin B deficient, you want to take a liquid form of vitamin B before you even drink the coffee with the collagen. You want that to get fully absorbed, and then you can drink your coffee with your collagen. So the other one is right before or right after you work out. If you add collagen powder to your to your smoothie with vitamin C, like organic berries, that's going to help too. Okay. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about if you take vitamin C. The best way to take vitamin C, especially if you are somebody who is older or you want to make sure that it's fully absorbed, is you want to bypass the digestive part altogether. So you want it to be not a synthetic vitamin C, you want it to be like a liquid form. I put all the links, I'm getting better at this. I put all the links of everything that I talk about in the description below the video. And I put two of them in there. One of them is a liquid one. It is from Whole Food. It's from Amla Berry. Okay. So if you take that about 30 minutes before, and then you take the collagen, again, that stimulates the collagen. Okay. So, you want to take those two together because we always talk about vitamin C stimulating the collagen production for your skin, when you apply it. But what's even more effective is if you actually take the liquid vitamin C, and then you take the actual amino acids that are in a collagen powder, if that makes any sense. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so do we have any questions? Okay, so the other one, snurchy, I guess, before you go to bed. So the last one is, yes, before you go to bed. You can when you take it, the bone broth by itself, and you don't want to have any dinner, but you don't want to get hungry before you go to bed, it can actually help you go to sleep. Let me see what I have here. Yes, so the glycine helps you relax. The glycine helps you relax. It improves sleep, but it also helps with muscle recovery while you sleep. So that's very helpful. So those are the 3 best times. But remember, even when I talk about the 3 best times that you take the collagen powder, consistency is key. So the other thing too is as you get older, but now there's a lot more younger people that are using skincare products that actually can compromise the skin barrier. And one of the reasons why they do that is because when you are using something like some products that have glycolic acid, salicylic acid, retinoids, any type of retinoids, is because you have to get through the skin barrier to increase absorption of antioxidants or whatever that they're using, right? To control acne, whether it's hyperpigmentation. However, with that, if you don't close up or repair the skin barrier, then you're left with skin that is completely dry and flaky, more sensitive, right? So here is something that, the skincare industry or the beauty industry is always talking about hyaluronic acid and why that is helpful. But here's something that most people don't talk about is when you have more hyaluronic acid inside your skin as well as on your skin, when you apply products that contain hyaluronic acid, it will bind to that on your skin as well as the moisture. So a lot of times people will complain that hyaluronic acid serums will actually make their skin dry out. That tells me a couple things. It could be one is that the climate that they're in is very, very dry. Two, they don't have enough hyaluronic pre-existing in and on their skin. And three is that they may be applying it dry on their skin. Okay, so that can actually dehydrate the skin. When you have pre-existing good amounts of hyaluronic already on your skin, the added hyaluronic acid will plump up your skin. Okay, so let me do a screen share so that you can see. Now, what this test showed, the type of collagen peptides that actually increase the skin hydration and elasticity the most. So let me try to, I'm going to experiment here. Let me try to do a screen share so that you can actually see. Okay. Okay, hold on. Oh. Select. Oops. Screen recording. Google Chrome. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay, are you guys still there? Okay, so it won't let me do it. I have to change it in my settings, but let me just read to you what it says, okay? Our findings revealed, and the links of these studies are actually in the description below. So if you want to get into the nitty gritties of this test and results and all of that, but it says our findings revealed that fish was the optimal source of collagen for improving skin hydration. A previous study indicated that collagen sourced from fish skins have diverse amino acid compositions than mammalian collagens. So they're referring to the bovine, porcine, chicken. Okay, chicken actually had the lowest amount. I don't think anybody uses the chicken one, but it actually had the lowest amount of absorption rate. Another study estimated that the yields of collagen derived from fish skin were 50%, collagen derived from fish bones were 40%, and collagen derived from fish fin were 36.4%. So notably, marine collagen and collagen peptides have high bioavailability, potency, and a favorable safety profile. Okay, so and then this one, it says, in our investigation, only one study by Schwartz investigated the effect of collagen sourced from chicken, which was the least among all studies. Okay, so okay, so the key molecule in the moisture is hyaluronic acid, right? And the key amino acid that actually stimulates natural hyaluronic acid in the skin is hydroxyproline. Okay, so this is why this is key. And I will do a video that actually just summarizes all of this, but I wanted to talk about that because you have all these people that are shooting up hyaluronic and all kinds of stuff into their cheeks and talking about vitamin C that stimulates the collagen, but this is one of the key ways that you can do it. And so what I'm trying to put together for you guys is when you have healthier amounts of hyaluronic acid in the skin, because hyaluronic acid levels actually get lower and lower every year that we age, right? And so And that actually starts to visibly show the older that we get. But if you're maintaining that, actually, and preserving that, or at least slowing it down, then when you apply moisturizer onto your skin, it actually binds on your skin. Okay, so that's why I talk about like nutrition along with skincare products. Okay. So, and one of the best selling products that I've had for like over 12 years, and I put the link below, is um, the hydrating gel treatment. So it looks like this. And the reason why this one works so effectively is it's not just one type of humectant. It's hyaluronic acid, it's sodium PCA, it's glycerin, it's aloe vera gel. It's a lot of the natural type of um, humectants that's in there. Okay, so for my clients who have normal to oily skin or acne skin, it balances out their oil production so they can use it as a light moisturizer. And then for my clients who have more mature skin, I typically recommend the Dewdrops one because the occlusive agent in that is actually the oil that is most closer to your skin, which is jojoba oil. Okay, so hi, Anne. So welcome to our thing. I just decided to do a live at the last minute. I wanted to talk about that. The reason why is because I had the last 3 new clients that asked me, how is it that I can preserve collagen so well in my skin? Like, what is it that I'm using specifically for my skin? And I told them the secret, and then they were floored that that's what it was. Okay. Mrs. Obo from Canada. Nice to see you. Okay. So can you guys let me know if this information is helpful? Okay. So let me know what you guys are, if this collagen is helping you. And the study of this is actually too, I want to talk about the effects of oral collagen for skin, anti-aging, a systematic review. Okay. The other one that I did not really want to touch upon, I'll just tell you, and if you're interested, I will put that in there. But the dietary supplementation of collagen peptides, they've actually have shown that if you are prone to cellulite, we're not talking major cellulite, but like prone to cellulite for long periods of time, taking collagen, it actually, because it strengthens the collagen fibers and elastin fibers, that you will have less cellulite. However, it did say in the study that the study was between, I think, 12 to 38 weeks. So they said that the individuals that had severe cellulite dimpling, that because the study was so short, that even though people saw improvement, they didn't know that if it helped people who had severe cellulite dimpling, just because the study was cut short. Okay, very good to see you too. So, I did want to talk about that. So, and that's kind of interesting. So the other thing too is when people take collagen peptides and they only take about maybe 2 or 3 containers, and then they say, I don't really see a difference. So here's the thing about that is your body is going to use the collagen where it needs it the most. Typically, it's going to go to the areas that are most important, like your organs, the lining of your blood vessels and your arteries. You're going to see it in the skin over long periods of time. And I actually put in the post, if you guys saw in the community post, I took a picture of a Japanese collagen that I used to take when I was a kid. And when I was like, teenager or whatever. So that was in the 70s, right? It's nano now. It's a different, packaging or whatever. It's more fancier now. It was just in these plain like brown bottles. So even then I was taking it. So it's long periods of time that you want to take it, and especially as you get older, because your body is having um, less and it has less and less energy for recovery time. So you want to take that um, for long periods of time, just as a regular supplement, along with the other things. Okay, so um, when they say that you want to take collagen for fine lines and wrinkles, it does help, and it helps mitigate your skin from weakening so that you form wrinkles even faster. So you want to take this for long periods of time. Now, the other thing, I did put links for the type of collagen on there. Some of them had a 20% off coupon. Another one had like 10%. I'm not sure if they're still doing the specials, but you can go ahead and check that out. Okay, so if if you are, let's see, so what brand will you recommend for me? Okay, so Anne, if you're just jumping on here, I don't know how old you are. I don't know if you have gut issues. I don't know if you have autoimmune. There are certain ones. Now, I do want to say too, these are studies, but I don't want to say that bovine collagen is bad. It's not. That's why they hydrolyzed it to make it a lot easier for your body to digest. Now, grass-fed, grass-finished, they have all different types of collagen. The collagen types in marine collagen is collagen 1 and collagen 3. That's why it's so beneficial too for skin, because that's what your skin is mainly made up of. When you have joint issues, um, gut issues, you want things for your hair and for your nails, then the grass-fed, grass-finished collagen is best. Another thing that I do want to talk about is if you're going to put it in your smoothie, I do prefer it to be plain, although some people want chocolate or vanilla flavor. The thing I hesitate with that is a lot of them will have artificial, or they'll say natural flavors, and the FDA does not require companies to list what exactly is in those natural flavoring. So if you are okay with that, then you can go ahead and take that. Okay. Um, Perfect. Oh, okay, Emmanuel. So I do find it interesting because typically, again, I talk about this a lot, is my audience, if I look in YouTube analytics, my audience is typically younger. And typically, whatever age you are, that is your audience, right? Because you mirror people who are like you. But I do love it that 20, I think it's mid 20s to mid 30s is who's watching me, which I just love because these are tips that I can offer you so that it's still early enough that you can mitigate a lot of the accelerated aging that happens when you're in your 40s, and then especially in your 50s. So you want to do that as well. And then somebody was asking me too about the enzyme, about your slowing your hair getting gray. So the main enzyme for that is catalase. That's in like cabbage, broccoli. You can also take that as a supplement as well. Okay. So, oh, you're 60. See, so I love this that I'm getting more ladies that are closer to my age. Okay. So, I have issues of high levels of pigmentation. Do you have it on your forehead, or where do you have that? 55. See, I love that. Um, so if you guys, ladies, if you guys have friends that are my age, or you're around your age, then go ahead and um, share this with them, because I think what happens with a lot of women is that when they start to see that they start to age a lot quicker, they start to panic. So they're looking for products online, and then they're watching a lot of these women who are not professionals, and um, they're just telling you about these different products, but they don't really understand, or maybe they don't explain the science behind how the nutrition affects, metabolizes on when it gets onto your skin, if that makes any sense. And I'm not saying that any product that you're using will work, because again, it's about the formulation, it's about the pH, it's actually really involved. And this is why I say makeup is an art, skincare is a science, because there is a science to this. Okay, so high levels of pigmentation, and I just would need to know where on your face it is, and then what Fitzpatrick skin type you are. So Fitzpatrick has a skin scale of 1 through 6. This is just basically a categorization of how your skin responds to the sun, what color your hair is, what color your eyes are, just some more. It gives me a background of how fast and how dark the pigmentation that you make is. Okay, so we're going to also be talking about, next time I'm going to do one about forehead pigmentation and what it tells me when I'm treating my clients with pigmentation. Okay, so other than that, I'm going to keep it to about, I've been doing this for about a half an hour. So I'm going to keep it at that. And then I will talk to you guys soon. But I just wanted to jump on and do that. And I may just do a edited version, excuse me, of this. And I will talk to you guys soon. Okay? So we will see you in the next video.